some of you may know, Phuket is a very expensive place to buy property. However, your money goes further in Krabi. So stay with me, we're going to show a little bit of the trip going down, because the road going down to Krabi is absolutely beautiful, really picturesque. So first we will be leaving Phuket, crossing over the Saracen Bridge, joining onto highway number 4, then we shall start to make our way down to the Phang Nga town area, and from there we will turn right and head towards Krabi. Once we arrive, I will then come back to you, so enjoy the ride. So we are now nearing our first port of call, which is just outside Krabi town, and we're going to be taking a look at a property that's for sale here. This is 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So we're going to take a look at this one first, and then we're going to move to the one that's closer to our Nang. So this one is just on the outskirts of Krabi. And this one is 2.7.
2.79.
2.79. Let's get it right. So almost 2.8. And the one in Onang is a larger property, but it's only 2-bed, 2-bath. And that one is 2.8. Now initially we're going to rent it out. So this would be a rental to start with, and then later on we would move in further down the line. So I'm guessing this would be what you would call the lounge area. Reasonable size. Get my desk there for working. A nice little area for working. Nice little lights up there. Smaller bedroom there. Now, some friends of ours in Phuket have just bought a brand new house, and it's actually smaller than this, and they paid 5 million for it. So there's a comparison for you. I know this isn't Phuket, I'm not saying it is, but your money goes a lot further when you're looking at property outside of Phuket, because of course Phuket is a little bit overpriced. Not reasonable size, not massive rooms, but reasonable size. And as I say, this is a 3-bed. So we've got a bathroom there. Okay, and this would be the master bedroom, because this has got the ensuite. So it'll be dark in here. Again, not a massive bedroom, but of course I'm not really bothered about massive rooms, they're more than big enough. Okay, so we've literally moved around the corner, just a few hundred yards really, and now we've got a 2-bed, 2-bathroom. This isn't the one in Onang. He's actually got a few more than what he originally told Nat. So we might as well have a look at them all while we're here. So this one's 2.39. Initially, I don't like it as much as the one I've just seen, and that's because there's no grass, no garden. I like a little bit, I don't want loads, it's just my personal taste. Some people don't want grass because obviously it's easier maintenance, you don't have to worry about cutting the lawn, but things like that don't worry me. I want somewhere where I can relax outside, because Thailand is a country that has fantastic weather most of the year, not always, and it's nice to have somewhere to sit outside. That's my personal thing. I like the doors on the front there. I'm guessing this is the main bedroom. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath. So we've got an ensuite in here. Yeah, only small, but it's big enough for an ensuite. And yeah, a bit of a balcony that you could sit outside. It's a shame it's all concrete outside, but I suppose you can change it if you really wanted to. I guess on the upside it's low maintenance, you don't have to cut it. So, and then we've got the main bathroom. And then the second bedroom, again this has got a balcony, but a nice view. So we've got, those are palm oil trees, I believe. So yeah, not too bad. Certainly a lot better than what you would get in Phuket for that sort of price. Well, you wouldn't be able to get something like this in Phuket for this sort of price. You just wouldn't. So this is the kitchen area. And then the outside. We've just arrived at the property that's just outside Onang. We're probably about 7 kilometres from the beach area. So this is the dearest out the three that we've looked at. This one is 2.89, I think Nat said. This is 2-bed, but you can see it's quite a little bit larger than the other ones as regards the actual plot of land. Just have a quick shufti. We're going to need to put some grass down in a few areas, but it's not a major problem. I do like a little bit of grass. Let's just see what's around the back. Probably not a lot. I'm guessing water tank there, sewerage, a couple of areas where you could make seating area and that. Okay. How much is this one, Nat?
2.89.
2.89, I thought it was. I like this one. Okay. Okay, so kitchen area, reasonable size, not massive, but I like the fact that it's got the sliding door. That's quite nice. And then I suppose you could build something outside, so you could sit outside and have some food rather than just sitting inside. That's easy enough. Master bedroom with ensuite. The only thing I've noticed with these houses over in Thailand, you never get any built-in storage, so wardrobes, and you've got to factor that in by the time you put a wardrobe in the bedroom and a bed. It doesn't leave a lot of space. Okay, I'm going to have a talk with the builder. We've just popped into the area. We're going to check out just a little bit of Onang because looks like we've bought a house today, so we've got to go and do some paperwork in a minute. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the main street here in Onang, which runs, the beach is just literally down here, and the property that we've been looking at this morning is literally 5 minutes away from here. Now, while the video carries on playing, showing you around the main area of Onang, I want to talk to you about possible pitfalls that you may encounter while buying property in Thailand. Now, of course, these are from my own experiences. First off, deposits. Now, you should, where possible, not put a deposit down, because as we found out, we put a deposit down on the last property because both me and Nat were very keen on buying it, and having spoken to the sales team of the building company for quite a lengthy period, a couple of hours, explaining all the costs, etc., we were quite happy to proceed with buying the property. However, should the sale not go through, you will lose that deposit regardless of what you have been told on the day about how you can get your deposit back if things go wrong. They will come up with numerous excuses as to why you can't have your deposit back, so bear that in mind. And yes, there are houses out there for sale that do not require a deposit. I know this because the house that we have now bought did not require a deposit, but unfortunately we lost our deposit on the house that you saw in Onang. Secondly, when the sales team tell you the figures of the house, I would strongly advise you to take those figures with a pinch of salt, because their sales team will try to sell you the house, and whether they deliberately leave out costs or just forget the costs, I can't honestly say, but there were costs that were not mentioned on the day that made the house a lot dearer than our original budget. We had a budget of 3 million baht, and I did not want to step over that budget. Unfortunately, we did tell the builder that, and maybe the sales team used that as a way of convincing us that the house that was for sale for 2.9 would be within our budget. However, we were 2 days away from signing for that house. We'd had all the surveys done and everything on the house, only to find out that the actual cost was going to cost us 3.2. The reasons for this were builder's tax, which the builders are liable, not the customers, but they were trying to pass their costs over to us. There is also a land transfer costs that were explained on the day at one price, but turned out to be very, very different. And of course, these costs went onto the total bill, pushing the house over the 3 million mark. And once you move over 3 million here in Thailand, you then have to pay a higher tax to purchase the property. Now, you're probably wondering why we didn't discover these additional costs until the very last minute. Well, all I can say is the builders were not transparent with their costs. I can't mention any names because of the laws in Thailand that restrict me doing that. But what I would say is be very careful, because these costs can come up at the last minute, and it wasn't until we requested a full breakdown of all the costs from the bank that we actually saw these discrepancies. Now, of course, we did try to sort it out with the building company, but unfortunately they came up with an array of excuses why these costs had been added to the bill at the last minute and how they couldn't do anything about these costs, which weren't true. So this ultimately led us to pull out of the sale, and of course we then lost our deposit. So be very, very careful with costs that are disclosed to you, because they aren't always accurate. So I hope you found this video helpful. I will be doing more on buying houses in Thailand in the coming months. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you soon.